So imagine this. You offer your mansion, security detail, and millions of dollars to help two of the most talked about royals on the planet escape the pressures of monarchy. And a few years later, those same royals are ghosting your calls while still living in the dream life you bankrolled. That's the picture being painted right now between Tyler Perry and the Sussexes. And honestly, it's looking messier than a Real Housewives reunion. Let's rewind for a second. Back when Harry and Meghan decided to take that bold step away from royal life in 2020, they made it sound like they were going to build their future from scratch. No royal funding, no taxpayer money, just pure hustle. The world applauded. Tyler Perry even opened the doors of his lavish Beverly Hills estate and reportedly opened his wallet too, loaning the couple a jaw-dropping $16 million. That cash went toward their new Montecito-Mansion, full-time private security after the UK stripped them of protection, and all the trimmings of the Hollywood elite lifestyle. But here's the twist. 3 years later, Tyler Perry allegedly wants his money back, and he's not asking nicely. This isn't some vague rumor from a gossip tabloid. Word is, Perry is furious. And if someone like Tyler, known for loyalty and keeping things private, is letting his frustration leak out into the open, that means he's done playing nice. People close to Perry say it's not even just about the money. It's about respect, about keeping your word. Tyler's a billionaire businessman, not a charity. And right now, the narrative is flipping hard. The very people who branded themselves as financially independent are now at the center of a financial scandal that threatens to shatter their carefully constructed image. Let's talk numbers. Montecito homes don't come cheap. Harry and Meghan's is reportedly worth over $14 million, with maintenance, staff, and round-the-clock security pushing the annual cost into the millions. Who made that possible? Not Netflix, not Spotify, Tyler Perry. And now the man who once played fairy godfather to this royal escape is demanding cold, hard repayment. Now, before anyone jumps to defend the couple, let's get real. Their much-hyped media deals didn't exactly set the industry on fire. Spotify famously pulled the plug on their podcasts after just one season, calling them grifters behind the scenes. Netflix handed them a massive deal too, but the numbers behind their content haven't exactly wowed executives. One show after another failed to deliver on expectation. And when you burn through $100 million chasing media stardom, people start asking questions, especially the guy who fronted you $16 million to get there. There's something else that's rubbing people the wrong way. Harry and Meghan's public messaging. They talk a big game about empowerment, climate change, independence, and service, but all of that starts to sound hollow when you're flying private jets, living in a gated mega mansion, and allegedly dodging your financial obligations to the man who gave you shelter when you had none. This isn't just a PR nightmare, it's radioactive. And in Hollywood, image is everything. If Perry goes public with legal action, which, by the way, is completely possible if the loan was formalized, it could drag Harry and Meghan into court and expose everything. Their finances, their contracts, their private dealings, everything laid bare in public filings. And once that happens, good luck finding another Hollywood-Mogul willing to risk their own money. Because this isn't just about one relationship going sour. It's a warning sign to every producer, executive, and brand thinking about partnering with them. If Harry and Meghan can't keep things straight with Tyler Perry of all people, who's next in line to demand a refund? Tyler Perry isn't just some random celebrity with a big house. He's a media mogul, a billionaire who built his empire from the ground up. He's known for being generous, yes, but also sharp. He doesn't hand out multi-million-dollar loans without expecting accountability. So when reports surfaced that Perry wanted his $16 million back, it wasn't just some petty beef. It was a shot across the bow, a message that even royalty doesn't get to play fast and loose with his money. Sources close to him say Perry's done being quiet. He's reportedly told insiders that respect and integrity matter more than friendship. He's a businessman, not a benefactor. And when people fail to uphold their end of the deal, especially after he gave them a safe haven during one of the most chaotic moments in their lives, that's not just disappointing, it's personal. Especially when the very people he helped are now putting on the "we're self-made" show for the cameras while still living off favors behind the scenes. Let's not forget, Harry and Meghan used Perry's mansion as a launch pad. It was their first stop in the United States after stepping away from royal life. No press, no security issues, just privacy, comfort, and full-blown celebrity luxury. That generosity alone should have earned Perry lifelong gratitude. Instead, what he got was silence when the bill came due. And from his perspective, it's not just about repayment, it's about principle, about keeping your word, about not biting the hand that fed you. This story isn't just causing waves in Perry's camp. Hollywood at large is watching, and they're nervous because once someone like Tyler Perry publicly distances himself from you, others take note. Brands, studios, investors, none of them want to be the next ones left holding the bag. And in a place like Los Angeles, where reputations are currency, Harry and Meghan's is taking a massive hit. You can feel the chill setting in. Industry whispers say corporate sponsorships are pulling back. PR teams are advising clients to steer clear. One entertainment lawyer even said, "This isn't just bad press, it's legal risk. No one wants their brand caught up in a financial mess involving a billionaire with receipts. When deals fall through because of personal drama, you know it's serious. And the timing couldn't be worse." Meghan's Netflix show bombed. Their podcast was canned, and there's nothing solid lined up to fill that financial gap. Their Montecito lifestyle doesn't come cheap, and if more investors or friends start demanding repayment, the whole house of cards could collapse. One loan demand is manageable. A chain reaction? That's career-ending. What's more damning is how fast public opinion is turning. Once seen as brave rebels escaping royal oppression, Harry and Meghan are now being painted as entitled elites living large on borrowed money. It's not a good look. Polls in the UK show Harry's approval ratings near record lows. Meghan's are worse. And now American audiences are catching on too. The fairy tale is unraveling and the audience is starting to check out. Critics argue that this was always going to happen. That eventually, the gap between the Sussexes' image and reality would be too big to ignore. You can only cry independence for so long while flying private, living in a multi-million-dollar mansion, and ducking financial responsibilities. At some point, the act wears thin, and now, thanks to Perry, that act is under the spotlight. He's not yelling or tweeting or making threats. He doesn't have to. His silence is loud enough. His decision to draw the line, that's the real headline. Legal experts are already buzzing about what happens if Perry decides to take this to court. If a formal loan agreement exists, then repayment isn't optional. It's enforceable. That means deadlines, interest, penalties, and public records. Imagine the headlines if the Duke and Duchess of Sussex end up in a courtroom fighting over money with the man who once sheltered them. It's not just embarrassing. It's damaging on a level most Hollywood PR teams can't clean up. And once court documents hit the internet, it's game over for privacy. Every receipt, wire transfer, and contract clause becomes public information. We'd finally get to see the real financial state of Harry and Meghan's empire. What's liquid, what's leveraged, what's bleeding money. Because behind the Vogue covers and Netflix premieres, there's a question everyone's been asking but no one's dared to answer. How exactly are they affording this life? Their Montecito-Mansion alone is a beast. Multi-million-dollar mortgage, private security staff, chefs, nannies, gardeners. It's a full-time operation. Add in taxes, property upkeep, travel, wardrobe, and the cost of maintaining a public image, and suddenly $16 million from Perry sounds less like a gift and more like a necessity. The truth? They might be one bad quarter away from a serious financial reckoning. Hollywood is quick to embrace a power couple, but it's even quicker to abandon a liability. Right now, the Sussex-Brand is spiraling. Executives are skittish, sponsorships are stalling, and what's worse, the people who once stood by them are either gone or growing quiet. Even public allies have been noticeably silent. Nobody wants to be next in line if Perry's demand sparks a domino effect. Because here's the thing, Tyler Perry might not be the only one. Whispers are already swirling about other quiet backers who helped fund the Sussex rebrand. Private jets, luxury retreats, designer deals, all of that takes capital. If those deals were built on verbal promises or casual arrangements, and if those promises are going unpaid, this could get ugly fast. Perry may have just opened the floodgates. There's also the royal angle. Back in the UK, the firm is reportedly watching all of this unfold with stone-faced amusement. King Charles and Prince William have made it crystal clear there will be no bailout, no last-minute lifeline. This is Harry's mess now. And the optics couldn't be worse. The son who rejected royal funding now under pressure to repay a Hollywood-Mogul with no palace to fall back on. Supporters who once admired their independence are starting to feel duped. The story of two underdogs building a life from scratch is powerful until it turns out the foundation was someone else's bank account. And if lawsuits start flying, that illusion shatters completely. So what's next for the Sussexes? Best case scenario, they quietly settle with Perry behind the scenes, pay off what they owe, and try to rebuild what's left of their reputation. Worst case, the drama escalates, legal battles erupt, more creditors come forward, and their brand, already shaky, collapses under the weight of lawsuits and bad press. Either way, the message is clear. In Hollywood, you can have a storybook beginning, but if you don't handle your business, that story turns into a cautionary tale real quick. Tyler Perry's demand wasn't just about money. It was a wake-up call, a reminder that no matter